Greetings. My name is Gina Fonseca, and today's reflection focuses on the scourge of clericalism. This is an issue that affects our church, yet it is rarely discussed, probably because it touches on some not so pleasant realities. Firstly, let us define the term clericalism. Clericalism is the tendency to put priests and other religious on the proverbial pedestal. It is the tendency to consider them closer to God or holier than lay persons. We see these people in a different light and often consider them a little more divine than everyone else. To many, they may even lose their human quality and exist in a different realm from the rest of us. These holy persons are often seen as the authority on all things God-related, and we see them as better equipped to talk about God and about the church than the lay or ordinary people. This is a problem because this translates to a father or priest knows best mentality. And the truth is that lay persons often defer to the authority of priests or religious in all matters. In other words, if the priest says it is so, then it is. Why is this a problem? Well, it creates an unhealthy distance between the clergy and the people, and it prevents lay people from recognizing and acknowledging their own holiness, which in turn prevents them from claiming their proper role in the church. Aside from this, it also leads to a lack of accountability in the church, because laypersons do not see priests as capable of doing bad things or even committing heinous acts. Somehow, the clergy is viewed as infallible. The problem is that clericalism can also creep into the heads and hearts of the priests themselves. So they begin to believe that they really are beyond criticism or challenge, and may even see themselves above reproach. This is not healthy for any church community. When priests are distant from the people, it is impossible for them to listen to and care for God's people as they are called to. Pope Francis has been very vocal in speaking out against clericalism, going as far as to call it a sin for both the clergy and the laity. It is wrong for the clergy to demand to be treated as superior to the laity. And it is also wrong for the laity to resign themselves to having the priests take full control and responsibility for everything relating to spirituality, thereby neglecting their own responsibilities that they took on as baptized Christians. We all have a role to play in our church, and we all have a responsibility to take on that role wholeheartedly if we consider ourselves serious members of our church community. Laypersons and the clergy are partners in the mission. One group does not work for the other. In a meeting with the bishops of Chile during an apostolic trip to Chile on January 16, 2018, Pope Francis stated, and I quote, "Clericalism, far from giving impetus to various contributions and proposals, gradually extinguishes the prophetic flame to which the entire church is called to bear witness. Clericalism forgets the visibility and the sacramentality of the church belong to all the faithful people of God, not only to the few chosen and enlightened. Close quote. You see, when laypersons are reluctant or unwilling to hold priests accountable, or feel like they cannot or should not do so, clericalism is allowed to thrive. When clericalism thrives, the priests automatically assume all responsibility for the church, which can eventually lead to burnout and a whole new set of problems. In short, both the laity and the clergy need to take on their respective roles in order for us to have a synodal church that meets people where they are. John chapter 13, verses 12 to 17 tells us, when he had finished washing their feet, he put on his clothes and returned to his place. Do you understand what I have done for you? He asked them. You call me teacher and Lord, and rightly so, for that is what I am. Now that I, your teacher and Lord, have washed your feet, you also should wash one another's feet. I have set you an example that you should do as I have done for you. Very truly, I tell you, no servant is greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. Now that you know these things, you will be blessed if you do them. As we continue on our Lenten journey, let us take some time to discern our own individual roles and responsibilities in our respective church communities. Let us each ask ourselves, what exactly is my role and responsibility in my church community? How willing and prepared am I to take on this role and responsibility? Am I prepared to stand side by side with the clergy in the spirit of communion, participation, and mission? May you find the answers to these questions as you continue to pray during this period of Lent. Thank you for listening.